Hi everyone, it's Roxanne. In today's video, I'm going to be doing a deeper clean on my master bedroom and then of course laundry because it is never ending. For those of you that don't know, I am a mother of 5 and I love to clean. My job is actually cleaning. I'm a residential house cleaner. I have clients that I go and clean for just a few days a week though for now. I actually officially got my business license the other day to be a residential house cleaner, and I'm so excited. I know my master bedroom is a bit of a mess in this video, but all I can say is that when life is chaotic, you typically prioritize the main rooms of your house. I know I do. And then I work on my kids' rooms and things like that. And then my master room gets the most neglect out of everywhere, as you can tell by the paint colors on my walls and everything. I tend to put more effort into the main rooms of my home and then my kids' rooms, but I'm hoping to soon at least paint my bedroom and give it a little bit of a makeover or update. But there was just lots of handprints. My kids come in my room and use the Xbox to watch Netflix occasionally or things like that. We'll approve for them to watch while we're in the other room watching something. So they hang out in my room a lot, so there's extra handprints that wouldn't normally be there. With things going on in my life and being upset and things like that, going through grieving and trying to get my life back in balance, I figured that giving my room this extra touch of cleaning that it needed and getting it back to a better starting point would help me to not only be more motivated to do the rest of it, but help my mood to get better. I know whenever I'm in a fresh, clean space, I feel better. So I thought, it's my master bedroom where I sleep every night. Why not try to get it just as clean as I can, at least for now? And it would help boost my mood. Maybe I would help me sleep better. Maybe it would help me wake up better too, knowing that I'm waking up into a nice fresh space that doesn't have sticky fingerprints all over my dresser and paint marks and a random safety thing that my kid stuck on my dresser that is so stuck on. I actually had to use my pocket knife to get it off. And thankfully I had that pocket knife on me. I've been carrying it. It was actually my dad's, and it's just something I've been trying to carry around. It's handy. I had been carrying one, but since it was his, it just means more to me. So every time I use it, I'm kind of like, boy, wouldn't he get a kick out of me using this, Here in a minute, you're going to see the side of this dresser. I had gotten the front of it pretty well cleaned off one day. My twins had come in and they had touched some wet paint that I had done, some touch-up spots on our doors, and they did their little handprints all over the front of the dresser. My daughter, Kinsey, did, and Duke had done some, but they really got the side of it, and I didn't even notice it. But right here, I'm taking little scuffs that were on the dresser because it's like a black-brown finish. So I'm just taking a little Sharpie and like dabbing them with it so it hides them better so that you can't see them as well. But on the side, you're going to see all the white little handprints, and it was just terrible looking, and I had to scrub so hard on it. I even had to go and wet the microfiber cloth to give it more moisture, I guess, to like soak them, because I didn't get it when they were still wet, so it was even harder to clean off. As you can see, Kinsey was like coming in here to see what I was doing, and I was like, yep, I'm cleaning off your mess. Literally, I have the fingerprints to prove it. But the spray that I'm using is just a all-purpose concentrate cleaner from Grove Collaborative. And I just happened to have some of it, and I was like, I need to use this because a lot of times I use the Mrs. Myers, but I have been sent free samples of their concentrate a while back when I had done an order. I'm sorry if you can also hear my kids in the background. They're in the other room playing, but of course I have 5 of them, so it's fairly loud sometimes. So even being in another room, you might can hear them in the background of this audio. When I went off camera here, it was to go and rinse out my microfiber cloth to try to get all the paint off of it, so I wasn't just smearing it back onto the dresser. I kept flipping and rotating the rag so that I was always flipping to a clean side. But, you know, after so much, I had to go rinse it out because it was just full of it on all surfaces and sides. And I had to really put some power into this, so it was hard not to kind of block the view of the camera, so I could really get in there and scrub hard on certain spots to get the paint out. And this is just a dresser from IKEA. It's nothing super special or anything like that, but it is a lot better than what we had, which I'm pretty sure was nothing. So I do want to try to take good care of it and help it last as long as it can, so that we're not having to buy new furniture for a little while. That would be great. It's kind of funny to me because I put so much care and love into whenever I go and clean for a client, but yet at my own house, I'm like, I don't even know the last time I actually moved everything off of this tall dresser, especially, and like cleaned it. And I normally dust around everything. So you'll see in a little while when I take everything off how much dust and stuff was under all those notebooks and binders and everything. It was pretty embarrassing, I'm not gonna lie. I was like, I should definitely do this more at my own home. I do it at clients' home, but yet at my own home, I do not. The jars that you see on the side with coins and stuff in it, that is actually some of my kids' like piggy bank savings or whatever. I have mason jars, and then I got little screw-on caps with like coin slots in it, and they love dropping money down in there. And there is 5. I think one was just behind the curtain, but we used to have to childproof about every drawer in our house because if it was within the twins' reach, they would pull everything out of it. But that's why you can see the childproof latches on the bottom of this. And we only still currently use one of those. And it's just for occasional. Most of the time it is left undone because they've gotten better about not just pulling everything out. But sometimes they just can't help themselves, and I'll go ahead and lock it. But this bottom one's been off for a long time and I just don't need it. So I needed to go ahead and remove it as well. This is a weekly schedule I made on Canva, and it's just to kind of give me that visual. I feel like I need something to kind of see how busy my life is, I guess, so that whenever I do have a bit of a break, that way in my mind I can say, okay, yeah, I do need to go ahead and squeeze in 10 minutes of walking on the treadmill, or, you know, something like that, because or even 10 minutes doing dishes, because with everything going on, life gets so chaotic. Then when I have a few minutes, I just want to sit down, but then I'm not being as productive as I should be. So it helps me to say, okay, I need to go ahead and use this even just short 30-minute time that I have, use it wisely or whatever, you know, to do what I really need to do, what needs done, and what will make me feel better, even if it's 30 minutes of being creative in a journal or writing or drawing or something, you know. Basket of laundry on my husband's nightstand is actually my oldest son's laundry that he will put away when he gets home from school that day, but that's why it's still sitting in here, because I was waiting for him to get home from school to put it away. And then I don't always make my bed. A lot of times I try to, especially if I'm cleaning. It just makes me feel like the room's more completely done. But since I was doing a bit of a deeper clean, I had just changed the sheets and all, I decided that I would not make the bed, and I just kind of threw the blankets on with how we normally sleep with them, because my husband uses a separate blanket most nights because, like I said in a previous video, our kids end up in our bed with us a lot of times, or at least some of them. And since I have lost so much weight, I am now cold all the time, so I usually use 2 blankets, sometimes even 3, but my husband's like, it's too hot for that, I can't handle that. So we typically do 2 different blankets, and that's perfectly fine. That's just what works for us right now. But I just had them thrown on the bed like that for today. I feel like lately my biggest mental health motivation and stuff has been just remembering that it's okay to not be okay, and to also act like the person you want to become or that you want to be. And that also includes somebody that is okay with the grief she's going through, and okay with understanding that, yeah, my house might be a mess, but I'm doing the best I can, and I'm not going to apologize or hide or be ashamed of that. You know, I'm going through a hard time, and my house might reflect that, but there's nothing wrong with that. If anything, I feel like that makes me want to show it even more, because I know there's people that are going through hard times, some even more so hard than I am, and they're going through it alone. They don't have their husband, or they don't have a husband, and they might be having health issues with their children and stuff like that, and my heart goes out to them. And I just want to show the stages of life I'm going through and how I might can handle it or not handle it, or how, and hopefully be motivation or inspiration to somebody to know that it is okay to not be okay. You just do the best you can, and I always try to be better. I never strive for perfection, just try to do better every day. And I feel like that's helped my mental health so much. And try not to compare myself to others, because we're all in different stages of life, and we never know what somebody is going through behind closed doors, or even just in their own heads. So try not to compare yourself to me. I'll try not to compare myself to you. Another good mental health tip, and it kind of goes along with where I was talking about the weekly schedule, is to make time for yourself. Schedule it out if you have to. Schedule out 10 minutes of walking, 20 minutes of writing or drawing if that's something you like to do. Something enjoyable that brings you some kind of peace, or you feel better after you do it. if it's a long bath, then do that. But you need to make sure and make time for yourself to help your mental health stay on track. It really does make a world of a difference. I've been trying to get in at least 10 minutes of walking on the treadmill, and then studying a book or something like that that's like Christian theology type stuff, or reading the Bible or whatever it is that brings you peace and comfort. I know we all can use a bit of self-help lately. The world has just been so chaotic and stuff, but it is important to remember to schedule time for yourself. In the midst of all the chaos, we can go, and then before we know it, it's like I have not took 10 minutes to do something for myself, to help myself in weeks, So it's important to really schedule that out, and that's why, partly at least, why I've done the weekly schedule. I don't know if you've noticed, but some of when I'm folding and putting stuff on the desk or holding it up, and in one of them I saw I held it up and like smelled it or something, but that is actually laundry or clothes that were my dad's. Whenever I went to Washington, I kept a lot. I'm planning to do a t-shirt blanket with some of his things. And then I'm also planning to do a couple pillows. I don't know if you've seen in some of my videos where I have a pillow that is like an old button-up shirt. That is actually from my dad's dad. Well, I'm planning to also make at least 2 from shirts that were my dad's. And the pillow from my paw, I just love to hug ever so often, and I want to do that for my dad as well. But the reason I'm wanting to make 2 is because my oldest son has memories of him as well, and I feel he might want to have that too. So I'm wanting to make one for him as well. If you've made it this far into the video, how's your mental health doing? How are you doing? Please let me know. I'm genuinely curious. Let me know in the comments. I hope you're doing well. I really do. And thank you for watching. And please like and subscribe to this video or to my channel. My outro here is a road near my home. And it's just beautiful with all the fall leaves. And I just thought y'all would enjoy seeing all the fall colors here in Tennessee. Thank you for watching. See you in the next one.